the Lord said to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, to get out of your country and out of your family house and go to a land that I will show you, and I will bless you, and the whole family of the earth will be blessed through you. You can read Genesis chapter 12, the whole chapter, to understand this. But what I want to say to us today is that God called us to come out of our way of thinking, come out of our generational traditions, and to go somewhere. If we notice the story of Abraham, we'll realize that even though God called Abraham out of his family, previously God called Abraham's father to leave the land, and he settled somewhere else. So God's purpose is to call the family of Abraham, because God had a promise for them initially. Now God called Abraham's father, and he settled. He settled at Hermon, I think, somewhere. And he settled making lots of money, worshipping idols, and he did not fulfill what God called him to do. Isn't it true that most of the churches today were called to holiness? They were called to follow God and to trust in God only. But then the cares of this life allow them to settle at Vanity Fair, settle somewhere that they can worship idols and worship vanity. And they have different imagination of what they wanted. For example, they have gods of the fertility, god of money, and so many gods. But they settle for other gods. But God tried again and said, I'm going to try with your son Abraham. And so Abraham heard the voice of the Lord, and he moved forward. And he got himself in a bit of trouble, but in the end, Abraham got the blessing. And that blessing is through faith. You are the father of all nations. Isn't it the same thing that God is saying to us today? I have called you to come out of the world of vanity and come to a land of peace and joy and patience and total dependence on me, God. But many people are settling in vanity. They are settling at the place where they love to be. They don't like to do what God called them to do. And it's such a pity, because their souls have been destroyed through settling in vanity. I hope you don't settle for vanity, dear friends, but follow after peace. Because if you settle for vanity, you will be cursed. But if you settle and follow, don't settle, follow, keep going until you are no more, until you're completely translated and dead to yourself. Well, good.